Hello. Greeting. I am currently in Tasmania, hence the Gore-Tex. Hashtag outdoor living. This is also my sister's childhood room. Shout out to Kiri. Put a bird on it. This past week was my 30th birthday, so I wanted to do something different. I live in Melbourne, near the city, and I kind of don't really get out of the city often enough. Or the house. I stare at screens a lot, I write a lot of to-do lists, I walk around the house in my dressing gown and runners, and I sit on the bed and kind of rock back and forth for hours. And I've gotten really pasty and slightly lost touch with reality. That's my life. I'm actually originally from Tassie, and whenever I go back home to visit, I always feel a lot more centered. It's like there's this tightness in my chest, and as soon as I get there, it just goes. Thank you. So I thought, you know what? Special time. It's a special time. It's Hannah's 30th. Hannah's 30th. So I decided that I was gonna go into the wilderness. It's an area in the northwest of Tasmania called the Tarkine, which is the largest temperate Gondwanan, which means dinosaur times, rainforest in all of Australia. Crazy already, right? And I knew that this place would be beautiful, but I had no idea just how unique and special it would be to actually stand in this place. It was literally like another planet, which is kind of apt because this place, it contains flora and fauna, plants and animals that literally can't be found on any other place on the earth, let alone Australia. So me and my girlfriend Ash, we drove from Hobart in the south all the way up past Lake St Clair. Our first stop was in the eco-village of Corinna. Once we got to Corinna, which is basically the entranceway to the Tarkine, we could only get to the other side of the river, which is where Corinna was, by taking a barge called the Fat Man.
The barge is coming. Let's get behind the gate. Come on. Hannah, get behind the gate. The barge is coming.
If you ever want to go to the Tarkine, but you'd rather stick to sealed roads, another route that you can go is on the Tarkine Drive, which is amazing. It's about 100 k's worth of coast, rainforests, indigenous polyglyphs, towering trees, open plains. There's just so much that you can see over a long period of time. When I was out in the wilderness and you have all of that spaciousness and stillness around you, I can't help but get into a bit of a reflective state. I wrote a list of 30 thoughts at 30, and I can't really share the whole list with you because it's way too long, but I thought I'd share one or two with you. I actually felt a little bit embarrassed sharing this with my girlfriend, who sees a completely different side to me, sees all the sides to me. She sees the monster, she sees the queen, she sees mostly the queen self. I'm 30 now, I'm an adult apparently, and I should be brave enough to share my truth, to share who I am, and not be uncomfortable. Or be uncomfortable, but do it anyway. Do it regardless. Let's do it. I thought the one theme that seems to flow through all of the lessons and all of the reflections that I had, for the last 30 years, was the idea that my energy is either doing one of two things. It's either expanding or it's contracting. So I feel like through that lens, when I look at each of the decades of my life, from 1 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to the present, each of those eras, each of those decades can be categorized by either an expansion or a contraction. Like there was a sort of expansion in that first decade of being a kid, of exploring what it was that brought me joy, being a weirdo, and I had a safe space in which to do that. And then I became a teenager and I sort of started to contract again to, I guess, fit in. And then into my 20s, it was sort of like a combination of both. Slowly but surely, I'd begun the process of slowly removing those layers of conditioning that made me second guess my instincts, that made me stop before I made a decision that was based on, oh, I'm really curious about that one thing, or this thing brings me joy. I feel like this era of turning 30 for me is about embracing the things that expand my energy, that, expand my capacity to be spontaneous, that awaken my instincts, my creativity, and my full expression of joy and happiness and curiosity and kindness and compassion and the sense of the feeling of connection to everything. I want to consciously do the things and engage with the kind of things that expand my energy. Yeah, that's what I've learned. I feel I should also mention that I've skimmed over a lot from the Tarkine area. There is so much to see. I would highly, highly recommend it. If you have any questions, I mean, I'm not the know-it-all of the Tarkine, but I can definitely point you towards some resources that would help you with your trip. Hit me up. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up or subscribe if you like, comment, whatever. I'm not your mum, just do what you want. We're all adults, except me. I may be 30, but I don't feel like an adult. I don't think I ever will. Till next time, peace, love, and wall-dwelling birds. I'll see you next Thursday.